Yeah.
Hello, what's up, guys? We are recording. These guys are making fun of my hair, but it is what it is. I've got my little daughter wandering around behind me, so we'll see if I duck out and let one of these guys take out. Okay, she's reading the ugly tadpole story, so we'll work on that later. So welcome to our newest segment, folks, and it's called So What I Missed. So the idea of this segment is if you've been busy this work week or just a lot of stuff has been happening, so maybe you haven't followed all the news, we're here to catch you up on all the nerd and geek related news. We opted to not talk about Logan, Jake, and Mayweather fights. So we'll leave that to the sports podcast. So we're talking about the nerdy stuff. So thank you for joining us. We got a lot of things to cover, so we're going to kind of just fire them at you. We're still playing around with this format, so whatever you like, whatever you don't like, let us know in the comments. Try to be nice about it, please. We're trying here. But without further ado, let's go with.
Speaking of a boxing match, John's been getting hit left, right, and center.
Yeah. All right. So what I missed. So let's open it up with the biggest reveal of the week, and I think that is, as Rob calls it, Marvel's Sizzle reel that they dropped earlier this week, which was a kind of like Monday. A compilation of a bunch of clips from the series with a very beautiful Stan Lee narration, and then a whole bunch of drops of some new stuff. So we saw some more Shang-Chi footage. We saw our first look at Eternals, and then we saw a whole bunch of new titles for the new movies.
3.5 seconds.
Yeah, like a little, like a quick snippet. So, but it's our first time like seeing these kind of characters in motion and things like that. So that was pretty cool. I'll drop up the titles, and I don't know if Rob, you want to talk a little bit about what titles we didn't know before. But I'm gonna drop the graphic up here. Okay. we're gonna sneak around here.
Okay. Hey, everybody.
Yeah, so Doctor Strange, universe of the multiverse of madness. I think we knew before. Love and Thunder we knew before, but I think some of these other ones we didn't know, right, Rob?
Yeah. So I'm just gonna keep doing this. So we didn't actually we didn't know about the Marvels. I mean, we knew Captain. This is so weird seeing only my lips moving. I feel like I'm in a Conan O'Brien sketch. We didn't know about the Marvels. We knew that Captain Marvel was going to be it was going to be Captain Marvel 2, but we had no clue that of what this actually meant. So we had an idea that Monica Rambeau would be resuming her role from WandaVision as part of Captain Marvel 2. She pretty much stated it. Based on this logo and the S at the end, you know then that Ms. Marvel, which is currently filming and is due out, I believe, spring of 2022, will be part of the Marvels. So you got Captain Marvel, Monica Rambeau, who I'm not sure if she'll be Photon or if she'll be Captain Marvel as well. And then you've got Ms. Marvel. So there you go. You've got the Marvels coming out in November of 2022. We had heard about Ant-Man and the Wasp kind of coming out. We knew Guardians Volume 3 was coming. Black Panther Wakanda Forever. This has been a tricky property to be able to kind of guess. Obviously, with the shocking and untimely passing of Chadwick Boseman last year, we had no clue what Ryan Coogler was going to. He had to essentially rewrite the entire script. So aside from being called Wakanda Forever, there is no clue as to what this is about. That being said, and I'm not giving any credence to this rumor, but some of the online nerd hive went bananas based on the font, the metallic font, and they are saying they believe on this metallic font that this signals the inclusion of Doctor Doom. I don't know where they're getting that from. It just looks like it looks
shiny.
Like
Doom.
It looks like Vibranium
that's
font.
That's a huge leap based on a font, guys.
So, yeah.
All right. Okay. Yeah.
So
then we have the Ant-Man and Wasp. What is it? Quantumania.
Yeah.
Quantumania. So that's a third of that Ant-Man series. Guardians of the Galaxy 3 we knew was happening. James Gunn, after he wraps up Suicide Squad, I guess is jumping over to Guardians of the Galaxy. And then we had the middle box there. Fantastic Four, a super little snippet teaser, which is kind of crazy, right? We didn't see that coming. No details, obviously, right, Rob?
Well, it was rumored that they were going to be part of the MCU. This is Phase 4, right? This is really what they're saying. Hey, we're laying the groundwork of Phase 4, whatever that means. If you allow me a brief moment of what I think this is going to happen, is that we've got 10 movies announced here for Phase 4. We just didn't have Shang-Chi, Eternals, or Spider-Man up there on the board, but those are coming out this year. So we've got now films announced right through till 2023. I suspect that their phase 4 will end off with the Fantastic Four, and I think this is setting up who is going to be the big bad for phase 5 or 6, and hey, who better to fight the FF than Galactus? So that's just purely conjecture on my part, but I think
Rob is shouting out Galactus.
What in the fonts gave that away to you?
I'm just saying, who else is the Fantastic Four? If you are making it a world building where you're having the rest of the MCU join in together, it has to be of an epic proportion. This is not in 2023. I'm talking 25, 26.
Yeah, if they're doing another big bad. Otherwise, it could just be their third swing at Doctor Doom. Hopefully they don't strike out, because they've really whiffed on the last two. So we're really hoping that the Doctor
actually
Doom
be their fourth swing at Doctor Doom.
Oh really? Oh my goodness. Oh yeah. If you count the ancient one that Rob's talking about, which is pretty fun. That was the Roger Corman,
the Roger Corman FF from the
80s. So please don't do Doctor Doom dirty again. So let's see. Fingers crossed. Marvel's done pretty good so far, and all their new projects are definitely doing very well. So
and the last thing I want to say is we missed two things we didn't get updates on. Blade, which was right, and we found out that it's gone back to the drawing board or writing board. They're refining the script. And Deadpool 3, we knew that they've announced it, so those are ones that we haven't seen. There's been no information yet. Okay. I think Marvel's holding a lot of things close to their chest. So
I think some of those might even come up a little later as we talk. So in other news, Andrew Garfield says he isn't in Spider-Man No Way Home. I don't know if you guys, quote unquote. So this could be a classic misdirect, like Tatiana Mosley, I think, from She-Hulk and whoever worked on all their projects. They're always like, no, I don't know what you're talking about, and then it officially gets released like a month or so after. So that's a quick hit that we heard about there. Falcon and the Winter Soldier star Anthony Mackie confirmed that Captain America's new wings are vibranium. So I think that's pretty cool. And I think like the whole suit, so the shield and the wings, that's a neat little snippet. I don't even know if they needed to kind of give us that. So that was kind of cool to get. And then there was something else.
Seemed pretty obvious.
I think there was some
right. It was made by.
It came from
It came from Wakanda. Yeah. I don't think he needed to even say that.
Yeah. And then that was, since we're talking about costumes, I believe Miss Marvel's costume was revealed. Some off camera photos. I'm gonna pop that up quickly.
Set photos. Okay,
so so like on set but not on camera. So take it with a grain of salt. But it does look pretty incredible as an off camera shot, just kind of a spy shot. And it looks amazingly accurate. Like I've got the inset picture here. Like it looks perfect.
Accurate.
Yeah, it looks perfect, and she looks really good in it. So I can't wait to see her in action.
I think she borrowed Chris O'Donnell's domino mask from Batman and Robin.
And then there was a Loki. There was a bunch of Loki stuff because Loki's coming out. Rob, do you know a lot about the Loki, or Chris, do you know about the Loki announcement that they dropped? I think there's a new date, right? So June 9th is coming out.
The catchphrase was, Wednesday is the new Friday. So Disney Plus was releasing all their stuff on Fridays. I think maybe because now they're going to do Black Widow and things. They don't want to interfere with maybe the movies or something like that. I don't know what the exact strategy is, but they're releasing Loki 2 days earlier on a Wednesday. So
So what do you think of that, Rob? Does that muck up your schedule? It dropping on a Wednesday instead of a Friday now?
No, I'm trying to think what I do Wednesdays in June during a pandemic. Nothing. So where we are in Ontario, we'll still be in a lockdown, I'm sure.
Yeah. I'm slightly concerned because of spoilers. So a lot of people don't have time to get to this until the weekend. So Friday, putting it so close to the weekend kind of saves you from potential spoilers. So now it's going to drop on Wednesday, potentially at 3 a.m. or whatever time zone you're in. So you might see spoilers first thing Wednesday morning, which kind of sucks. So hopefully everyone use some restraint. Make sure you hold back, discussion. Even if you say you liked or dislike the episode, sometimes that can wait for the weekend or whatever.
I also think that is also contingent on how long the episodes are. I don't think we've gotten a confirmation yet. If they're half-hour episodes, I think that people could probably, they could consume that on a Wednesday evening, right? 22, 23 minutes. If they're closer to an hour, to your point, John, they might have other things going on that they may not be able to get to it. So it's an interesting strategy, and I'm not really sure why, but whatever. It looks great, so I'm excited for that.
Yeah. And then we'll wrap up Marvel news where they did a quick announcement, a quick kind of show off of the new the First Nations Captain America. So what they're doing is they're doing this new series called United States of Captain America, and you're going to be seeing all these new different people of different creeds and religions and races and stuff like that picking up the shield. So I think this is going to be a really cool series, and hopefully they'll have a Captain America, not necessarily for everyone, but hopefully they'll expand this mythos of Captain America and have all these kind of different representations and new characters that we can hopefully enjoy very soon. So more information will be coming on that. But this is for issue 3, the First Nations Captain America, which is really cool. And I think they have creators and writers behind it that are of that ancestry and stuff like that. So I think that's really cool for them to start doing. And then what do we have coming up next? Let's jump over to DC. So Rob, you weren't a huge fan of this, but I'm going to show off the picture. I don't know if you've seen this yet, but DC is showing off their first picture of
Jeeves, would you mind getting the doorbell, please?
We get your butler to get the door. I don't know why the post office guys are ringing the doorbell, but that's okay. I guess they want me to make sure I get my mail on the ASAP. Yeah, I got it. But yeah, our first look as Jonathan Kent as Superman. So I know you weren't a huge fan of this, Rob, but I think this is really good. It's going to get the new generation in. It's going to shake up the Superman mythos and the comic series. And it looks really good. So I'm going to pop up the picture. I don't know if you've seen this, Rob. But this is our first look at the new costume. You're not liking it? Or
well, I mean, okay. It's very millennial. I mean, it got this like no care attitude and
well, you know the stance. Yeah, he's kind of in like a cocky stance, but I really like the design. It's got the S on the crest, and it kind of goes up into his shoulders, and then he's got this kind of more technology-looking belt. So who knows if that's going to play a factor, if it's a utility belt of some kind. Normally, Superman just wears a regular yellow belt. I don't know where he gets them, but I don't know if he sells yellow belts. But I think it looks good. It looks really good to me. So I'm looking forward to this kind of new take on Superman or the son of Superman. I don't know what they're going to call it that. Pat was supposed to be here, but he's got work obligations. So we were going to talk a little bit about the Summer of Legends reveals, which is the new Magic and Dungeons and Dragons. I'll briefly mention it. It's a brand new set for Magic based off the D&D Forgotten Realms setting. It looks really hot, looks really good. We just did a big breakdown reveal for it, so definitely check our YouTube, our Magic playlist, and as well as our reactions as it. So yeah, so let's go to. Do you want to talk about the DC just put out a casting call for a new Superman, Rob? Do you have information on that at all?
Sure. Sounds like you have more pressing matters to attend to. Yeah. So there was a story in the Hollywood Reporter this week talking about the future of the Superman properties. We know that a number of weeks ago it was announced that J.J. Abrams was producing this new iteration of Superman, and as Ta-Nehisi Coates, who had written Black Panther and has done some stage plays and movies, would be writing Superman. There was a lot of talk that it was going to be Val Zod or Calvin Harris stepping in, but in this report here, by the Hollywood Reporter, they're essentially saying that no, it's looking like they are going to reimagine Kal-El / Clark Kent as an individual of color. It will be a period piece, meaning that this will happen sometime. I guess he will crash to Earth in sometime. When I say period piece, maybe it's really hard. It's either going to be the 80s or we're talking like way back into like the 40s or 50s, kind of almost similar to when the original Superman movie kicked off. But they call it a period piece, and that J.J. Abrams is not going to be directing. DC Warner Brothers are looking for a black director to helm it. They've narrowed their list. And there's a lot of people who are angry and upset about this for various reasons, and we don't need to get into it. You can look online and find out what some people. Why are you reimagining Clark Kent? Why can't we just use Val Zod or whatever? All I'm going to say is this: is that the script's not even done yet. Like, it's not supposed to be delivered to Warner Brothers until December. Then it goes through a couple of rewrites, potentially. Then they have to shop for directors, actors, and whatnot. We might not be looking at this Superman property coming to our screens until 2024, 25. Like, so we've got some time. We don't need to. People need to kind of calm down on the anger issues.
Let's see
that
what
being said,
happens.
they do make a very good. There's a question: what's happening with Henry Cavill? Because I think universally everybody could agree Henry Cavill is one of the bright stars that came out of the Snyderverse. So is he completely done as Superman? I no idea. But that was the big news that came out of that Hollywood Reporter story.
Yeah. All right. So then we'll kick it quickly to Red Sonja casting from there. So Red Sonja has been cast. It is Hannah John Kamen.
Yep.
Kamen. She played Ghost, I think, in one of the Ant-Man movies.
Yeah, the last one.
So, yeah. So if you don't follow, swords and sandals, fantasy type stuff, she is a character very similar to Conan the Barbarian, I guess, in fantasy lore. So this is kind of a big deal that this character is finally getting a movie. She did have a movie way back in the day, Rob. I don't know if you remember it at all.
Bridget Nelson.
Yeah. So we'll see how it goes. Kind of like another retro vintage comeback.
Well, this movie is interesting because actually it was originally supposed to be directed by Bryan Singer, but then everything kind of went sideways for Bryan Singer a couple of years ago with some accusations. So it was off the table. So I'm actually kind of glad to see that there is some movement on this project.
Yeah, and then Chris, we had some House of Dragons set photos drop. I'm not familiar with any of these locations or characters, but I think it looks really nice.
It's a prequel to Game of Thrones. Takes place a lot, like
300
years before the actual events of Game of Thrones. So if you're hoping for some cameos and things of characters you might know, you're not going to see that. But it looks, this show can't come out fast enough. Like when Game of Thrones ended, it was the most popular show I think ever, or even on the planet. Whatever, most popular show ever, and at that time as well. And HBO wanted to continue to go, and it didn't even replace it with anything comparable. So HBO probably wants this to come out as soon as possible, I would think.
Yeah. On the ASAP, gotta get that Game of Thrones money, and hopefully,
especially that finale, the huge slap in the face finale that they had, and then how it ended and everything. I think people are really clamoring for this.
Well, they're saying 2022, so you've got a year, 16 months at most for this to come out, right? Like you'll have it before December of 2022. So
yeah. All right. And then following that, we do have Pat's favorite, Ali Wong, joining Paper Girls. Rob, I think she's been cast in this, and relatively new cast. Yeah.
What else did I miss?
Everything. Yeah, so this is an Amazon property. This is a Brian K. Vaughan book with at any rate, here I'll hold up the trade. I know, John, you guys got some in the store. But anyway, yeah, it's essentially Paper Girls is about take Stranger Things and a little bit of Ghostbusters and some time travel. It's about these four girls, these friends who are they are paper girls, and they get sucked back in time, and they or I guess forward in time, and they end up in the same suburb as when they grew up, but they're much older, and they're trying to figure out this whole mystery about these aliens and everything else. Anyways, Ali Wong is cast as one of the older version of one of the characters. So in the book, she actually they come face to face with each other and are she's trying to understand, where did I go so wrong? And the younger version of her is like, what happened? Like, why am I you? I had bigger dreams. And so anyways, it is a bit of a sci-fi adventure. It's really good. If you're a Brian K. Vaughan fan, you're going to be a big fan of this. Why the Last Man Standing saga, Paper Girls. So definitely check it out.
Yeah.
But yeah, Ali Wong being
smash it at the shop. Now let's move on to some Zack Snyder news. Rob's favorite. So the first thing is, are you happy to see this happening, Rob?
Pat's my favorite.
We are getting a Blu-ray Ultra HD release of the Justice League Snyder cut. Like, does this make you happy? I think you said you wanted to be able to have it in your collection, slid into your bookcase with all your other movies.
So what's that?
Is it widescreen in HD?
No, it'll be in 14. But here, there's an asterisk. So in 4.9 ratio, there's an asterisk, John, because this is in the UK. There's been actually no word on whether or not this is coming to North America. And so there is a 4K version. There will be a Blu-ray, an actual proper Blu-ray release if you don't have 4K player. But no word on if it's coming to North America. That's strictly meant for the UK. So I'm
import that, right?
Yeah, well, maybe. I'm really hopeful that we do get it out here because, as John said, I mean, I've watched this like 3 times through Crave TV in Canada, but I really want
3 times 4 hours, right? That's what it is.
Yeah, 12 hours, and I'll watch it again. Just make me.
So you spent an entire day watching Justice League, at least like an entire 12-hour day. So if you watch it 3 more times, you spent a whole 24 hours watching it, like a full day and night. So that's incredible. That's hey, that's
fine. Here's the question: do you, when you get it, when you get it, because you're gonna get it, are you throwing out the Whedon version? Are you just throwing that one in the garbage and replacing it with this one now?
No, that's a very good question. And internally, I will. It is dead to me. But just like I have the full
completist
Fox,
in him.
Yes, I have the full Fox X-Men run, including Dark Phoenix and Apocalypse. And I hate those movies, but I need to so I will keep it. But when I go to pick up the new one, I'll just do this. I won't look at the other one as I pull it. So
you might go back for research purposes.
That's right. Yeah, I'll just put some tape over it so I can't actually see what it is.
Yeah. So that's home video news. But another exciting thing is Zack Snyder's Army of the Dead is going to get a limited theatrical run. I don't know if we're going to see it happen over here or what's going to happen, but it's neat that a Netflix movie is going to get released in theaters. So they are going to drop it. I think the original release date was May 21st, and then in select theaters it's going to drop like a week earlier, so May 14th. So it's just an interesting, neat little thing because I think, and Rob can correct me if I'm wrong, but Netflix and movie theaters were not getting along via things going on, right?
Yeah, there was a lot of issues. However, Netflix has been doing this recently with a lot of their bigger movies, like The Irishman, even well, I can't think of anything else right now. But they're actually
that one movie, folks.
A second good.
No, they've done it before, where they're actually putting it in theaters for a week or two, sometimes even like 30 days before it hits Netflix, because they want to be able to, if there is a potential for them to apply for an Oscar in whatever category, it has to be in theaters. Like they have to actually, it only has to be in one theater. It doesn't need to be widespread. So Netflix has been doing this of trying to release some of their properties in theaters about a week or two, sometimes up to 30 days in advance, because they do want to be able to submit stuff for best makeup potentially, or best special effects, sound editing, whatever. So to do that, it has to be submitted through into a movie.
Batista, best lead actor? No.
There you go.
Yeah, there you go. And the Oscar goes to Batista. Like I don't know what his intro music was when he was a wrestler.
Dave Batista, maybe.
Dave Batista. Yeah. What was the name of his super move, Pat?
Oh, he was like
Batista bomb.
Is it? Is it the Batista bomb?
Very original. Very original.
Yeah.
So Batista.
I thought that's what happens after he had some like mucho burrito or something. I was
like his spine buster. I thought was good.
Yeah,
his spine buster was good. I always like that one.
Oh man. Shout outs to old school wrestling. So let's go. So that wraps up for our main news. In toy news, Pat, I think we agreed that it was a pretty light week in toy news. But I don't know if you guys saw the reveal of the real lightsaber, quote unquote, the real lightsaber. I'm gonna throw the video up while we kind of talk about it a little bit, in case you haven't seen it. But this is supposedly a real. I don't know if it's like a working lightsaber, but it's supposed to look like that, which is pretty crazy. I don't know if you guys have speculation on what could be the mechanic of this. Like, do you think it's physically a bunch of tubes that are scrolling out slowly? I don't think it's like a real laser cutting lightsaber, but would you buy one, Chris, if it was?
Yeah, well, I think this was a promo for the Galactic Star Cruiser, which I guess is I don't know, it's like a cruise, a land cruise that takes place in the Star Wars universe. It is rumored that it is a light beam. That's the big thing about it. It's not, the chunks of plastic or the light tube.
It's not solid though, right? It's just light.
It's a beam of light. I've been told. I don't know any other information other than that. That's the big buzz around it. So I think it's obviously. I think it would be at least power some way LED incorporated.
So laser pointer.
Yeah, definitely do not point it into your eye.
According to the website The Verge, they talk a lot about technology and whatnot and really cool stuff. Anyways, I guess some of these engineers on the internet, because the patents for this were filed. I mean, they're public knowledge, and so what they figured out to the best of their ability, they think it is essentially it works like a tape measure. It's right. It's got LEDs and it's wound up in the housing, and when you push the button, it pops out full of LEDs, and then you retract it and it rolls back down.
So I guess I could qualify as light. But not an actual tube. But if you slam those together, it's done. But I guess we'll see it. It looks hella impressive.
Yeah.
And
now we didn't think it was going to be for
shots
sale.
And stuff like that. Yeah.
Originally, as Chris was saying, this was over the Star Cruiser. It's supposed to be like a 2-day kind of immersive. If you went to Disney World or Disneyland parks, it would be this 2-day kind of, you're in this whole universe thing. But supposedly it will also be for sale. Now the normal lightsaber that you get, where you have to build a hilt and you attach the blade to it, that's $200 US as it is. So I can only imagine that this one, $350, like for somebody to actually purchase it, right? So
minimum. Yeah.
Pat will have 4 of them.
I need 4. I'm not joking.
Let's to answer Dan's question is are you going to buy it? Say it's $350. Oh, Canadian. Can't even imagine Canadian. But is that something to add to your collection, Pat? In seriousness?
No way. I don't need if I was a bigger Star Wars guy, probably, but no, I wouldn't. I wouldn't.
Yeah.
I see. If they made an auto-transforming Transformer, I would buy one, though.
Yeah. Did you pre-order the Optimus?
No, I missed it.
That was gone in seconds, man.
He probably would have done it. He probably would have bit the bullet and pre-ordered.
No, I had FOMO. I went back onto the website. It was sold out.
Yeah, it's long gone. Yeah.
If they make one of Soundwave that actually plays cassettes, I'm buying it.
I'm pretty sure they can engineer that, no problem.
It has to be cassettes.
Yeah.
Some vintage company that produces like older stuff should definitely hop on that. And other toy news that Pat doesn't care about, they did drop a teaser pic for the He-Man, the new He-Man action figures. So it's based off the new Kevin Smith Netflix series. So they look pretty good. I'm a He-Man collector. They look pretty good. They look pretty beefy. They're only a low res shot, but I just thought it was worthy of mentioning that this project is still happening.
Those arms look like He-Man's arms look disproportionate. It's like he can reach down and tickle his.
Have you ever seen a He-Man figure before?
Is the show a cartoon or is it like?
It's going to be a cartoon, spiritual successor to the original animated series, supposedly. A lot of heart going into it, supposedly, as well.
So we may actually get a teaser or trailer for that in the next few weeks.
I'm down for that.
Unexplainable hatred for He-Man and Masters of the Universe. So
because it wasn't part of your upbringing, you just missed that era, so it's fun and easy for you to fun on it because it wasn't part of your childhood.
It can't all be My Little Pony, Pat. I'm sorry. All right,
or GoBots and Transformers. All right, so we've introduced
My Little Pony, man. There's a lot of people who care about My Little Pony. I'm pretty sure there are more people that care about My Little Pony than Masters of the Universe.
I don't know about that, but it's probably. I
will say there's a lot of bronies. There are a lot of bronies out there.
It's probably a very tight running, those two properties. But let's kick it off. We're gonna close it up. We're gonna talk about rumors, and then we're gonna cover what maybe you should be doing this weekend with what we were looking forward to and excited for. And of course, my kids are on lunch break. Give me a second. So rumors.
You want to? We can go over it.
Right? Yeah, you want to go through the rumors?
Okay, rumor.
All right, rumor report from Chris. Okay. O. Let's go, Chris. What's hot or not? What's the hero? What's the zero? Who's on top?
The first one here is Hugh Jackman wants in on Deadpool 3. A rumor that he wants to be part of the movie. Finally, the long-awaited cameo or collaboration between Wolverine and Deadpool. What do you guys think? Is this a hero or a zero? Pat?
I think it's a little late, but whatever, man. If Hugh Jackman wants to put the claws on one more time, I'm all for it. But I feel like it's way too late, right? Like Wolverine, he's not even going to be Wolverine soon, unless you're telling me Disney doesn't replace him for the future row of Marvel movies when he eventually shows up.
Yeah, it seems like if he were to show, it'd probably be more of a meta thing. He'd actually probably be playing Hugh Jackman, playing Wolverine, knowing Ryan Reynolds' sense of humor. Yeah,
yeah. Or like a cameo at the. Remember how at the end of Deadpool 2 there was a cameo of like Ryan Reynolds as Green Lantern?
Yeah,
It'll be something like that.
By the time Deadpool comes out, Hugh Jackman's gonna be, or Deadpool 3 comes out, Hugh Jackman's probably gonna be like 80 or something. You know? He'll be actually old man Logan.
No, I think they're gonna sneak that. I think they're gonna sneak that movie out for sure. But yeah, so yeah, Hugh Jackman, Ryan Reynolds always play on social media. So Hugh Jackman's latest post was I forgot he was talking to like a cop or something like that, and he was talking about put me in the next movie for Deadpool 3 or something like that. So we'll see if that happens. Those guys are pretty good at marketing, so maybe it's gonna happen. Next rumor is Grand Theft Auto 6. Supposedly, rumor is they are looking for beta testers. So, Rob, did you play a lot of Grand Theft Auto 5?
No, not 5. I'm an old school like GTA 3, Vice City. I kind of started losing interest on San Andreas because I just wanted to like. Oh, this makes me sound like a psychopath. I just wanted to like run over people and rob them. I didn't want to like have to go to the gym and work out. And then when GTA 4 came out, I was like, why do I want to go bowling with people? I just want to like cause chaos. I have GTA 5, and I wanted to go back to GTA 3, man. Like that's what I want.
That's fine. So you haven't been Red Dead Redemption. If they announced to do Red Dead Redemption, you'd be down.
Oh, I'd be all over it.
Me and you played a little bit of Grand Theft Auto 5, and me and you, Chris, we played a little bit. New Grand Theft Auto, is that going to be a big deal, or is it too early to really get excited for something like this yet?
Unless like if they actually announce it, people will get excited. Grand Theft Auto 5 is like second for most ports in video games. I think it's Skyrim and then GTA 5.
Yeah. I think I own at least 3 copies of Grand Theft Auto, Xbox, PlayStation, and then when they went to the next gen, I bought the next gen versions.
Like the fact that Grand Theft Auto 5 as a game has lasted like 8 or 9 years, it's lasted longer than a generation of systems, tells you a lot about the amount of people that are in love with that franchise.
Yeah.
Right.
All right.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how they, because this will be the first Rockstar foray into next gen, right? So it's interesting to see how they can improve like this open world concept, right? How can they expand it even more? Is every building, are you going to be able to go inside every building?
Honestly though, guys, I feel like at one point there's too much. Like at one point does the game like is it, because it wasn't never supposed to be like an RPG World of Warcraft type of game, right?
Agreed.
But at one point if you can go into every building and the world is really that big, it's no longer Grand Theft Auto. It's just like a MMO.
It's like a life simulator, yeah.
And that's why I started getting away from it, because it started, the world was just expanding too much. Like there's too many things for you to power up your character. You had to do all these things. I don't want to lift weights, and I don't want to eat healthy, and I don't want to go for a jog for 20 minutes to like increase.
Rob
my
doesn't want a
cardio.
real life simulator. So.
I
want to get away from real life.
Steal cars, not drive from one side of the city to the other to go bowling with a guy I have to kill 3 hours from now.
I was all about fast travel. In Red Dead Redemption, like fast travel. I needed to unlock fast travel as soon as I could. I'm not riding my horse 10 minutes across the map.
I did that.
Bobcat, yeah.
You're not taking the scenic route. All right, guys. We'll speed it up because everyone's got to get back to work, and we've been going a little long. So I'll run over the other rumors quickly, and I think I'll just kind of ask if someone has a quick response to it. So, Rob, this is probably for you. Zack Snyder would love to direct a Star Wars. Is the newest rumor, right? You're in or out?
Sure, I'm in. Doesn't matter. That's fine.
Yeah, can it be 4 hours?
I see Chris shaking his head, but I think it'll be interesting. Why not let him take a crack at it? Another rumor. This one's for you, Pat. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and Agent Carter have been moved to the Disney Plus Marvel Legacy movies section. So does that mean they are no longer MCU continuity? And if not, does that suck, Pat? Or are you okay with that?
Honestly, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. kind of became its own universe, and you could tell by the end of the way that show was going. Like it incorporated all this weird, wacky stuff. Because at some point after the Ghost Rider season, you knew that they were trying to get further and further away from the MCU, right? Which is why the last season, all this weird interdimensional space travel stuff. You're kind of like, it wouldn't surprise me. It doesn't surprise me that it's official, I guess.
Yeah, we'll see. That's just a rumor. That's from people taking that has been moved to that different section. So who knows if that's what's going down or not? No official announcement or whatever. Those are just rumors. So let's a little bit.
It doesn't surprise me at all if it goes in along the same line as every Fantastic Four movie. Great for a while, but not really part of continuity.
Out of continuity, fallen out of continuity. So, and then now let's quickly talk about what you guys are going to do this weekend. A bunch of stuff dropped. I'll name them, and I'll let each of you guys kind of talk about what kind of is pulling you towards it. I'll let Rob go first, but there's Jupiter's Legacy just dropped today, all 8 episodes. Josh Jamel, a whole bunch of other big names, Mark Miller property, superhero stuff, blood, violence, all kinds of cool stuff. The Bad Batch episodes 1 dropped on Star Wars Day, May 4th, and episode 2 just dropped today on Friday. So now you've got the episode 1 is a 1-hour pilot, and then episode
1 hour
2,
and 14 minutes, John.
Yeah. It's a decently long, and they just dropped the number episode 2 today. So that's interesting. The brand new Resident Evil came out. So Resident Evil Village, I think it's called, just came out today. So hopefully you guys have your pre-orders in and maybe picking that up. And then Jason Statham's movie Wrath of Man dropped. We've given a bunch of coverage to. I'm a little upset that they didn't release my copyright claims. So we'll see if that's an indication of how the movie's doing. So what are you feeling so far, Rob? What are you going to jump to first?
I'll probably do Jupiter's Legacy. I'll watch a couple episodes of that this weekend. I think we might be reviewing 1 or 2 episodes for the main show on Sunday. So by default, I actually have to. You can tune into that episode on Sunday to determine whether or not I am going to watch episode 2 of The Bad Batch. I won't give it away. I won't. But you can tune in to find out if I'm going to. So yeah, so definitely okay. Jupiter's Legacy. As for Wrath of Man, I don't know. The reviews seem to be a little bit wonky, so I'm not sure if I want to pull the trigger this weekend or not.
Yeah. All we're trying to do is help you guys promote it, and you won't let my copyrights through. Anyways, Chris, what are you feeling this weekend?
I'm on the same boat as Rob. Probably Jupiter's Legacy. I need to watch that nonsense, that young adult nonsense that was Shadow and Bone last week, and I need to purge that from my brain. So yeah, Jupiter's Legacy sounds really good. I'll go a bit off book, and I've been watching a show. It's called Mayor of Easttown. It's a murder mystery starring Kate Winslet on HBO. I watched the first 2 episodes this week, and I like it a lot, so I'm gonna probably continue watching that as well. So I'll say that.
All right.
Hey, John, can I just quickly step in to say that Wrath of Man is actually not playing in Canada on iTunes? I don't think we're able to actually get Wrath of Man here.
So sorry, Wrath of Man. We're not going to give you any more coverage. This is foolishness. Anyways, Pat, what are you feeling other than Wrath of Man?
I'm going, and you can't watch the movie. I am actually going to catch up.
You're a gamer. Resident Evil, maybe?
Well, no, hang on. I'm in the middle of a Rebels rewatch, so I'm going to finish watching Rebels, and then I'm going to start the Bad Batch because I'm halfway through a rewatch. I want to finish it. I'm not going to play Resident Evil, but what I am going to play is Pokemon Snap. I bought it last week, didn't have a chance to play it yet.
This game did not come out this decade, did it?
No, the new one. It came out last Friday, and I received it during the week, so I didn't have a chance to play it yet. The new Pokemon Snap. Let's go.
Yeah. All right. So I
think this decade.
I think I'm probably going to try and at least check out most of this stuff. Unfortunately, can't check out Wrath of Man, so too bad for you. So Jupiter's Legacy probably definitely at the top of my list. Since Chris shouted out something random, I'm going to shout out Big Shot, starring John Stamos on Disney Plus. For some reason, this show is really hitting my demographic or something like that. But if you enjoy John Stamos and you enjoy a good family. Good family show and kind of like a sports motif, kind of like Friday Night Lights meets Friday Night Lights meets what else would it be?
Full House.
One Tree Hill. I'm gonna say One Tree Hill. So fantastic fun. But if you are really itching to watch something old and classic, the Sidekick Show on this Monday, me and Rob are going to be live Monday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're going to be talking the Keanu Reeves 1994 smash hit Speed. So if you want to watch Speed, it's available now on Disney Plus via their Star extension. You can watch Speed and join us live on Monday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And then thank you guys for joining me for the news again. We might have thrown out a little too much news this time, so we're going to tighten it up. We're going to work on this and figure things out. Anything else you want to drop, Rob? I think you got some videos coming out. Yeah. Just go, if you hit up the _905 on Instagram, you'll get the link to my new YouTube channel. A couple of videos have dropped, so thanks for those who have watched already, and hit subscribe, like, and all that jazz, and then we'll see you on Monday. Yeah. And then, if you haven't seen our video yet of the big magic reveals, the Summer of Legend, Pat jumped on and gave me and Andre the whole rundown of this. You can find it in our playlist, either under our magic section or our reaction and breaking news. So thank you for doing that for us, Pat. You guys got any parting words, Chris or Pat? Do you want more basketball metaphors next time? I didn't get to throw any out this time.
I want baseball metaphors.
Well,
yeah, baseball metaphor.
Now we know why. Now we know why you were doing it. You watched this John Stamos, this basketball show by John Stamos. This is exactly what happened. Okay, I should have known it wasn't an actual basketball.
Field of Dreams, and then we can make the next one a home run.
Yeah, right.
We can make the next broadcast a home run.
Yeah, all right. So we'll attempt to bat 300 on the next one. Thank you very much, everyone, for joining us. I don't know if that's how you use that terminology, but I'm going to use it that way anyway.
That's surprisingly accurate. 300 is a very good batting average. Yes.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, let's go. Let's go. Thank you very much for joining us, folks. Definitely give us your input on this format. We'll definitely try to go a little shorter next time. This definitely was a little longer than we anticipated. Thank you, guys, and thank you, everyone, for taking the time.